Shut up and sit down.
Okay, we'll get it out, okay? We got this. I know. Welcome back to another episode of the Bias Effect podcast. It's awful mic handler Nikki.
Equally as bad mic handler KJ.
We're working on it, guys. We're working on it. We're trying to get the right setup, okay?
We should make it part of our intro to be like, and sorry for any audio.
Yeah, I know. We're working on it, guys. I know it's been almost a year, but
We're doing this for free, okay?
we're doing this with our own time,
Out of our
own
own money and our own pockets.
out of the love of K-pop, which that part is true. And with that, we are here talking about we're having another band episode for y'all.
Yeah.
TxT, Tomorrow by Together. So TxT in our realm has had a funny arc. At first we were like, we'll never listen to them. We're never gonna get into them. No way, they're too young, quote unquote, which Stray Kids is almost equally as young as them, so it's fine. And then people would not stop talking about them. We would see them all the time, and then we realized, well, they are technically a big hit band, so we should probably give them a try. And then, well, here we are doing a whole episode about them. And
We're MOAs.
I mean, yeah, probably. Well, yeah. Yeah, so they are a fairly young band, relatively, in the K-pop realm. They debuted on March 4th, 2019. Right before COVID happened. Or
Also,
right
like,
before COVID.
Their 7th anniversary is like so soon, like a month and a half from now.
Their fandom name is MOA, Moments of Alwaysness. At one point, we thought maybe Most Opulent Angels.
Yeah, I think that was like our first or like one of our early episodes. We were like, what does this mean?
And then we came up the top of our tongues. I almost prefer Most Opulent Angels, honestly.
I just don't understand what Moments of Alwaysness means. But it is a big hit band, and we all know what ARMY means.
Yeah, so... But we always talk about this and make this joke, though, but the fan names and even the names of the bands themselves are kind of, the lore behind them are kind of ridiculous. So, like, TxT, Tomorrow by Together, is supposed to mean we're all coming together under one dream in hopes of building a better tomorrow. Like, it's not that serious, okay? You make pop music. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. So as mentioned, their fandom name is MOA, and their greeting is one dream. Hello, we are TxT.
I love their like hand thing though. It's like you make an X with your fingers and like you make a TxT somehow.
Oh god, okay.
I love it though. It's so cool. I just can't do it because my hands are
Old.
not good. Yeah, old.
Old lady hands. Their light stick is the Moa Bong. So it's kind of it's a simple-ish design. It's just a white stick with a circular top, of course, with like a cross kind of thing, like
A T, might say.
Sure. But the cool thing is they do have detachable covers, so you can get very specific light stick versions that come with different ones. I think they're all names of, if I recall, the Mini-Sode series. So one's Thursday's Child, one's Free Fall.
I love that. I love that they have like a thing that you can like click on, change it up.
Yeah.
Custom.
Yeah, and I watched a random unboxing. You could also, looks like you can get member-specific ones. So I was watching this one girl unbox one. It was a Subin one. So on the actual base of the light stick, it has Subin's name and like his, I think it had a rabbit. And then it came with a Subin PC as well. And I think I might be wrong about this, but even like a she had a detachable cover. I can't remember if it was a specific Subin cover or if it was just like one of the other ones that came with it. But anyway, very interesting, very customizable light stick, which we haven't really seen before. So they don't really have they don't have an official color listed, but I often see this teal color associated, teal and like a yellow associated with them. So let's dive right into their band history. They were, as we've talked about, the second big hit boy group. So after BTS, and only just now has the third boy group come out from big hit, and that is Cordis. So they've only got a very small bucket of talent there. Um, so yeah, so they debuted in 2019, and it's kind of bonkers how like quickly they exploded. Like I've never seen personally, to my record or to my knowledge, someone blow up as quickly as they did when they started. So they debuted in March 2019 with their extended play Dream Chapter Star. It peaked #1 on the Gaon album chart and Billboard World Albums chart and entered US Billboard 200 at 140, the highest charting debut album of any male K-pop group at the time. So, okay, right away their first EP, and its lead single Crown debuted at #1 on the Billboard World Digital Songs chart. And the group also topped the Billboard Emerging Artists chart. In the debut year, they won tons of New Artist Awards. Rookie of the Year at the 34th Golden Disc, New Artist of the Year at the 2019 Melon Music Awards, New Artist of the Year at the 9th Gaon Chart Music Awards, Best New Male Artist at the 2019 Mamas Awards. So, like, again, just immediately popped the heck off. And as we mentioned previous, Cordis has also won some of these awards in their debut year, and BTS did too.
Yeah, Big Hit has like a track record here.
It's bonkers. Crown, their lead single, garnered 14.5 million views on YouTube, breaking the record for most viewed K-pop debut music video within 24 hours for a boy group, and the most liked K-pop debut music video with 2.3 million likes in 24 hours. Okay. Which it seems to track with some choices you made on a previous episode.
Now, I think we talked a little bit about this Crown stuff in the music video one that we did.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the next month, so after they debuted, the next month, in April, they announced they were going on their first overseas tour. In the next month after debut. I feel like that's unheard of in my mind.
I find that so interesting because like when Cordis started this year, they were doing like, I saw like a clip of a live, and the live was like, the people in the live were like, oh, like world tour when, and they were like, we have 4 songs. Like, what do you mean world tour? We have nothing to tour with. But like they only had one album, like one EP. It's the same thing, like 4 or 5 songs probably. And they went on a tour. It's possible.
Insane. I know. So they went to New York, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Orlando, and Atlanta in May. So it was announced in April. They went in May. And June, and then in June of that year, I guess they were the first band to join Weverse, which I feel like, I don't know if that stat is correct.
I wonder if it's like the in-name itself, because Weverse was something else before, right? And then it all like came together as like one platform. So I wonder if it means like with the new Weverse thing,
it has to be.
Because like I for sure BTS was on like V Live and stuff before that. Like there's no, like that's just fact.
There's no way. I thought that, I just put that stat there because that was on. I sourced most of this from Wikipedia, so
if I'm thinking 2019, that does like we in the BTS episode talked a little bit about when Weverse started. That does sound right. So maybe it's just like
it's probably the rebranding. Yeah. And then also in June that year, June 20th, they announced they would be performing in 2 of Japan's largest fashion festivals, Kenzai Collections, Autumn Winter 2019, and Tokyo Girls Collection, Autumn Winter 2019. This was the first Korean artist to perform at both in the same season. Also, the same year, received the first MTV Music Award nomination for Best K-pop. Originally, I just thought this was
Ew,
really
what
funny.
the fuck? That's disgusting. I hate that. Ew.
This is the
That
funniest.
gives me the
stat.
biggest ick of life. That's so nasty. Disgusting.
I found this interesting fact about. So they were supposed to release their first full album, Dream Chapter Magic, in August 2019 so the same year they debuted, but it was postponed to September because Subin had Pinkeye and Yeojin had back pain, I guess. But then it was pushed back again to October because Hyunkai and Taeyeon got Pinkeye.
That gives me the biggest ick of life. Pinkeye's so yuck.
I just thought that was the
But that,
wildest
honestly,
thing.
that makes sense if you think about how, debut groups that all live together, so of course they're all gonna get pink eye. It's disgusting. I hate that. I hate knowing that. It's so gross.
I don't know how Yunjin got
Where's
out of it
Byung-gyu?
alive.
How did he miss it? He was like, I'm out of here. Get me out of the storm.
Maybe Byung-gyu and Yeojin were roommating together. They're like,
They
we're not leaving.
lock the doors. Keep your nasty pink eyes out of here.
I just thought that was the most funniest thing. They're having this insane debut year. They're gonna release their first full album, but then Pinkeye stopped.
It's disgusting. I hate that.
But they still were able to release their first album in that year. It was released on October 21st, and of course it was a chart topper. Their single track, Runaway, was labeled by Days as the best K-pop song of the year. So already, this is where, when I was researching them, I was really, really surprised by how much traction they got immediately. I'm assuming there's a lot of big hit clout, if you're like, oh, I'm a big hit band, they just have a lot of money maybe, and they know how to promote
I guess it's
bands.
also, if they're the second boy group with big hit, at that point, people who are fans would literally have only known BTS, and obviously you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So they probably had a huge bump from being the second one. I would assume it trickles down. Cordis has a bump too, but not as big because there's already been one. But if you're the literal next group after BTS, then probably people are like, this is gonna be fire.
Yeah, and as we've always said in other episodes, numbers don't lie, and I just read off a bunch of stats there that okay, because where I come from with TxT, I don't have an issue with them per se, but I don't find their music all that diverse, and I find them very kind of a lot of their music sounds the same to me, but clearly that works for some people because as we'll continue, that was only their first debut year. But so I'm not really drawn to TxT's music as much as I am some other bands, but I see their appeal, and I like the songs I really like of them. So
Yeah.
and for me, they're more of I really like all their personalities, and I like them together, and of course they're all visuals. So but anyway, so in 2020, on January 15th, they had their Japanese debut. In April 28th, they released their second EP, Dream Chapter Eternity, and they hit their first platinum in the KMCA, which is the Korean Music Content Association, by having sold 250,000. 2 months after that, their other album hit platinum, Dream Chapter Star and Magic. Dream Chapter Magic. On July 20th, Subin became the MC of the KBS2 Music Bank for 1 year with Oh My Girls Aaron, which we've seen a lot of footage from. One of my favorite clips actually is when he is announcing TxT. He's like, hey, and this is TxT. And then they flash the other four members, and Byung-gyu's staring at Sue, and he's like, yeah, you're our leader, you have to announce us. It's, anyway, funny. And then on October 26th of 2020, they released their third EP, Minisode 1 Blue Hour, which was a classic chart topper. Everything they touch turns to gold, it seems like. And again, the amount of music also they're releasing is kind of bonkers, but that's on track with most. So that was 2020. Of course, COVID was around 2020, so they couldn't be doing too much extra stuff. But 2021, they won a ton more music awards, won a lot of more accolades. What else? On Jan 20th, they had their first studio album in Japan. April 2021, their Miniso Blue Hour hit platinum. In May 31st, second studio album, Chaos Chapter Freeze, released. They hit 520,000 pre-orders in 6 days. Okay. It debuted number 5 on Billboard 200, the highest charting in the U.S. Their highest charting album in the U.S. at the time. July 2021, they received their first gold by RIAJ, which was basically a Japanese KMCA. So like they received gold in Japan. And by August, it was triple platinum and KMCA. Just getting all the gold platinums everywhere. August 17th, they released a repackage of Chaos Chapter Freeze, which was called Chaos Chapter Fight or Escape. Which I'd have to look more into repackaging. I'm just not sure what the point of repackaging is. I guess they, at least from TxT's perspective, they make a lot of money off these albums, so they're like, oh, we'll just repackage this like banger album and just add one more single to it and make a lot of money.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like an extra single, or maybe it's just like an excuse to do like a new concept or something.
Yeah, because this particular repackage, I think it was just that. They had like one extra single they added on. So, and then in October of that year, they had their first full-length concert, 150 minutes, featured 25 songs, and was streamed through Venue Live to 126 countries.
150 minutes is 2.5 hours for 25 songs? Like, what were they doing? Just like pure banter for like 10 minutes between each song? Like, a song's only like 3 minutes long.
I mean, how many songs did we have at Stray Kids? Wasn't it only like 25 songs for 3 hours?
A 3-minute song, 25 3-minute songs is only like an hour and 15 minutes. Like,
well, we've seen it. We've seen like dance breaks. We've seen.
I guess, yeah, if you're talking for also 3 minutes in between each one, that's another hour.
Resetting the
just
stage.
Seems like if you look at it like that, I'm like, what are you watching? What are you going to see?
You're looking at them. They're beautiful. What are we talking about? So they ended that in. I just thought it kind of wild that this only 2 years of being an artist, and they were able to host a stream that went to 126 countries. Oops, nuts. In 2022, March 14th, Yeonjun became an MC of the SBS's Inkiago. But again, this also makes sense. This is kind of where Yeonjun started his SBS connection, because as we've mentioned previously, he was also a host of SBS's Gayo Daijons. So, and then May 9th, they released their 4th EP, Minisode 2, Thursday's Child. And then on July 2nd, they did their first world tour. And then July 30th, TxT was the first Korean boy band to perform at Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably another one of those.
Like, it's like a Korean Korean boy band or something. Like, okay. Yeah. In 2023, January 27th, they released their 5th EP, named Chapter Temptation. March 22nd became the first group to headline at Lollapalooza, allegedly. So they were just there at Lollapalooza before, and then they headlined it at Lollapalooza. And then I feel like we've heard stats of like J-Hope was the first to, but maybe he's a solo Korean act. Yeah.
But also, like, didn't Epic High do it as well? Like, I guess they're not a boy band. They're a hip hop group or whatever. Like, you know, it's so weird.
I know. Yeah, like you say, it's probably the semantics of like the actual wording of it, right? Boy band. In March of 2023, they had their second world tour. July 5th, they had their second Japanese album, Sweet. July 7th, released a single with the Jonas Brothers, Do It Like That. pretty solid banger. I will admit to that.
Yeah,
Okay?
I love that song.
It's September 15th of 2023. They released a single with Anita called "Back for More," performed for the first time at the MTV Music Awards. October 13th, they have their third full album, named Chapter Free Fall. And then, that's 2023. Again, releasing albums left and right, going on world tours, releasing Japanese content, collabing with some of the biggest North American people. Nuts. Again, when do these men rest ever?
I think they don't.
They don't.
They rest
Yeah,
when
it comes
they get
up.
pink eye and they have no choice.
It comes up later too, actually. So, in 2024, they collabed with Japanese composer on the song "Level L" or "Level," which was the theme song for Solo Leveling.
Oh, it's a great song. Like I was watching it, and every time the theme song was like TxT, TxT. Didn't watch the show at all, but every time the theme song came out, I was like TxT.
Well, I really like that they did this too because it is a Japanese anime, but the actual story is Korean. So it's really cool that they at least collabed on the theme song with a Korean artist. So, then in March they did another world tour, and the U.S. sold out like immediately. So crazy.
Okay.
April 1st, they released their 6th EP, Minisode 3, tomorrow. And then there's an interesting thing here in August 2024. There's a Grammy Museum in, I think, I'm going to assume LA. And they had a special K-pop exhibit in that year, August 2024. And it displayed accessory and performance gear worn by Hive artists, including TxT. It'd be so interesting though. You just like walk in, it's just like pants and a shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, super more of this.
I saw something like that once. There was like a Harry Potter exhibit somewhere, and there was just like outfits that like I was like, great, cool robe, nice.
I know, exactly. Especially like I can see where there might be some like certain concepts that might be pretty cool to see. Like I don't know, like I think of like Lady Gaga, like her super epic outfits.
Yeah.
I'm like early level TxT was like, oh, you're wearing high school guy clothing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great, but still cool that they had a whole K-pop exhibition in a Grammy Museum. So, November 4th, they released their 7th EP, Star Chapter, Sanctuary. December 10th of that year, they announced they would go on a long-term break to spend time with family. This was after Subin had gone on temp hiatus due to health issues in November. 10 days, which I thought this was really funny. So like, okay, we're gonna respect our artists. They need some time off. They've been clearly working nonstop, going all around the world, not stopping, making music all the time, and hosting, and doing all this stuff. They're tired. Then 10 days after that, they were like, oh yeah, they're going on a second world tour.
I remember this announcement when we were getting into K-pop, and I think we even talked about it at one point in one of our episodes where like I thought they'd broken up, and like we talked about like, oh, I guess TxT has like broken up, but like, and we were like, should we get into it because I think they just broke up or whatever.
Yes.
Or they were like preparing to break up or something, but it was just like a short break.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that now. That's right. You were like, we shouldn't really. They're not even gonna make.
Yeah, I was like,
anymore.
I heard that they're breaking up, so like, why would we even listen to them? Like, they're just taking a break. It's fine.
Like the shortest break too. Yeah. So they went on this little break, and then, which again, it's so funny. Like literally the smallest break. They announced their break on December 10th, and then came back May 2nd of the next year. So like, not even 6 months.
Yeah.
They probably took like, oh no, wait, they started going on tour March 2025. So they were like, okay, we're off for like a month. So great. And then, yeah, so then 2025, May 2nd, they released their single Love Language, which was probably our first single that we would have listened to from them, like
Yeah,
fresh.
sure.
And that was the epic Under the Hand shirt dance move where the
abs.
camera guy, the camera always zooms right into Subin's crotch pretty much all the time. I don't know how he keeps a straight face during that, but And then July 21st, they released their fourth album, full album, Star Chapter Together, and went on their fourth world tour. And on August 23rd, all 5 members renewed their contracts. So yeah, their 7th year anniversary, as we mentioned, it will be in March. So they've gone over the 7-year hump, and yeah, Subin was like, "We can do whatever we want now."
I know, he was so funny. He was like, they don't want me to say too much, but we hold the cards right now. I was like, whoa, calm down.
He knew it because, again, scroll up and look at all these notes. Yeah, look how much money they made, Big Hit, and they were non-stop. And then on October 20th, they had their 3rd Japanese album, Starkist, which we reviewed, so take a look back. So that is their history as a band. Like, my goodness. They don't stop. People love them. And so now I'll get bit into a bit of background on the members. As a general note, we've also discussed this in one of our episodes. They don't really have actually any specific roles, band roles. They have none assigned outside of leader and Magnai. So Subin is actually like the leader. He has been labeled the leader, and of course Hyunin-kai, because he's the youngest, is the Magnai. So we'll start with our leader, our main man, Subin, Che Subin, or Steve Choi, if you want to believe the English names they have. Steve Choi.
They've talked about it in a clip. I've seen them talk about like what their English names are. They've all said these names are their English names. So like this is something that they also recognize.
Yeah, it is. That's why it's here.
Who's calling you Steve? No one's ever called you Steve.
Well, I was dating a guy from China, and he mentioned that like they actually, like, when they were learning English, the English teachers would just assign them English names. Like, so it kind of, maybe it is just a thing, because they're like, if you're gonna be like no one's gonna want to, like, I don't know, I just making this up, like, no one wants to, like.
Yeah, maybe it's like an earlier like idea of just like you have to have that name just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
No one's ever
Which you
called
see a
him
lot of.
Steve.
No, I know,
refuse.
not Subin. I mean, Subin's such an easier name to pronounce as an English person, but it's true though. You see a lot of the like American, Canadian idols. They all have like that, like Brian, Young K. Call me Young K. But Subin is ISFP A, born in 2000, and Rabbit. He's the Rabbit. Okay. So yeah, he's the leader. I've also like kind of did some research with, I think it's similar to what you did, what people assume their roles to be in the band. So Subin is known to be the lead vocalist, lead dancer, and sub-rapper. Okay. So, Subin was born December 5th, 2000, in Ansan. Okay. He was the 2nd member announced for TxT. He was a trainee for 3 years. He dropped out of high school to focus on idol trainee. Maybe that explains a lot. He eventually, though, got his like Korean version of a GED, so he has a high school graduation equivalency. And he's also taken, the classic idol online university stuff, so. But as we mentioned previously, in 2019, he took a hiatus for health concerns. He'd been experiencing extreme fatigue. And basically a doctor was like, you need to rest. Like, you actually need to chill, so. Which they did. So the network, he's basically the KBS darling, I feel like, which is just like the network that he works for as well. In 2020, he was MC with Aaron, as we talked about. Apparently, though, they had such good chemistry, they won the 2020 KBS Entertainment Award for Best Couple. Okay.
Whoa.
In 2024, he also began hosting a show called My Fave's Fave, which was a web variety show on TxT YouTube channel, which have talked about and mentioned. I believe this is the show where Wooyeon talks about Harry Potter, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of it. It's really funny.
I gotta get into it. But they also renewed it for a second season, so perfect.
Well, I think Seungkwan was on also. We talked about volleyball.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
On June 21st, 2025, Subin hosted the Seoul Music Awards with Mion of Idol. Later in 2025, was cast to be co-host on an observational dating reality show, Nuna is a Woman to Me, which apparently premiered on October 27th.
I did not know that that's what it's called, but I have seen clips of it because he is like really disappointed in the men in that show. Like, they do stuff and he's like, what are they doing? Like, he basically is like, they're fumbling everything. Like, he gets so disappointed.
Like, Subin, you know how to date Subin.
There was a really funny clip, it's really funny because a guy like touched a girl's hand, or a girl touched a guy's hand, and he was like, oh my god, and the other girls on the show were like, what? And he was like, if a girl touched my hand like that, that's crazy. And they were like, it's not that crazy. And he was like, you don't think that's crazy? Like, he was just like, so like, that is a moment. And they were like, it's really not. And he was like, no, that's a moment. And they were like, it's truly not.
We're telling you as women here,
yeah, we were like,
it is
nothing
not
for us to touch your hand like that. And he was like, that is not how I would take it. I was like, this is so
girls
cute.
out there, touch Subin's hand if you ever want to
win
make
his
a
heart.
move. So yeah, if idolship doesn't work out for Subin, clearly he has a career in hosting and being a personality, because he's got a lot under his belt there already. So I pulled through all the members' Comcast credits just on Wikipedia, so just with a grain of salt, this is on Wikipedia. So he has 14 Comcast credits. He has no solo page on Spotify yet, but Sunday Driver was a solo song that he performed on Star Chapter together. Some fun facts. Subin can endure anything but dieting. He loves bread. I mean, same. Apparently he's the tallest known Idol trainee under Big Hit at 6'1".
How tall is Martin from Tortoise? Isn't he like the tallest one now?
Oh, he's gotta be, yeah.
Isn't
true.
he like 6'2" or 6'3", something like that? It's like crazy. Like
yeah.
That.
True. So,
but
out of date fact.
I mean, I've seen before Cordes came in, there was like that picture of all the guys in Big Hit, and he was like the last person. And I'm pretty sure the first person is Jimin.
Don't do it
sure
like
if
that.
I remember correctly.
Yeah, I feel like I know what you're talking about. Subin's a big fan of BTS's Jin. Okay.
Aren't we all?
Subin's favorite movie is Avengers Infinity War. He's a Marvel head, guys.
He seems like it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so that's Subin, our leader Subin. He's got a great career ahead of him.
He kind of has that Seungkwan thing, like with the hosting thing, like
yeah,
just
true.
be a host for whatever.
Yeah, he's got that, like, again, he's quite, he's got this kind of, like, aloof, funny, like, random guy personality thing.
Yeah, that's why I always find him surprising as the leader, because, like, he doesn't have that, like, authoritative vibe, but he has, like, I guess just, like, a comfortable...
Aura.
I wouldn't say that Subin has aura, personally. That's more of, like, a comfortable, like, friendly vibe, which, like, a charismatic thing, like a silly kind of thing, so maybe that's how he appeals as a leader, I guess.
We don't know him behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's like crazy.
Can you imagine? Yeah, that would be so wild. So our next member is Chae Hyunjin, or Daniel Choi. ENFP, previously ENFP, ESFP. So regardless, an extrovert. Born in 1999, and he's the fox emoji. He's assumed to be the main dancer, main rapper, and lead vocalist. Okay? So he was born on September 13th, 1999. He was born in Seoul. But he spent his middle and high school days in Songham, South Korea. He also lived in the U.S. for 2 years to learn English before returning to South Korea, so that's why he's the better whatever English speaker in TxT. And he was a trainee for 4 years. He was also a trainee at Cube Entertainment. When I looked up Cube, the only main group I could see was Pentagon. And he was the first member to be revealed in TxT. And he ranked first on dance, rap, and vocals when he was a trainee. We get it. He's also done some hosting, most notable 3 years. The most notable was 3 years of hosting the SBS Gayo Daejeon. He's dabbled in some acting. On January 12th, 2021, he had a cameo appearance on the show Live On. He's also done some modeling. In February 2021, he walked in the runway in the fall-winter New York Fashion Week for South Korean brand ULKIN. Yulkin. He was also the first member to go solo or do solo work in TxT. His first single, Gum, banger hit. Also, like, I feel like it got a lot of traction too. I tried to find like specific stats, but I couldn't really specifically find it. Anyway, and then he just released his first solo album, No Labels Part 1. So sounds like there'll be a Part 2 in the future. And based on Concord credits, he has 39 credits.
I did hear somewhere that he like writes a lot of the TxT songs, or like he helps write a lot of them.
He is the member with the most credits, so that would line up to me. Fun fact. He became known as the company's legendary trainee because he consistently ranked first during monthly evaluations in dance, vocal performance, and rap. We know his big hits, Darling. No, Yeonjun has also been nicknamed K-pop's fourth generation it boy by multiple sources. Okay, everyone loves him.
I think it's on Sushita. Yeonjun and Taeyeon were on there, and they were talking about debut era. And Taeyeon said when he came in, Yeonjun was basically like, "Check out like whose name's at the top of the leaderboard." And he was like, Yeonjun. And he was like, "Yeah, that's right. Don't you forget it." Like something crazy like that.
He seems like such a brat. Like not necessarily like in a bad way, but you know, just seems like so
he tried to defend himself by saying like he wasn't good at a lot of other things, so like he was really proud of himself for being up there, but still like it's so funny to be like, "Hey, what's up, new guy? See that name at the top of the list? That's me. Okay, don't you forget it."
What's the name? Read the name. Yeonjun. I'm Yeonjun.
Yeah,
okay?
that's what's up. Okay.
AKA Daniel Choi. Okay. Like, yeah, I get it. Be proud of yourself for sure. It just that comes off so.
No, just like so funny to me, like crazy.
Which like does reflect in his solo music too. There's a whole song basically of him being like, "Yeah, I'm top shit. What do you want?" Okay.
Yeah.
Pop off, King. Okay. we know you're talented. Okay, then we go to Byung-gyu, Che Byung-gyu, or Ben Choi. This guy's chameleon because he was INFP, now or previously ENFJ, INFJ, ISFJ, ISFP. My goodness. He was born in 2001, and he is a teddy bear emoji.
Okay.
He's assumed to be lead dancer, vocalist, rapper, center visual. Okay. Whoa. Born March 13th, 2001. And he was born in Daegu.
Ever heard of it?
Some really good talent comes from Daegu, okay? If you know, you know. He was a trainee for 3 years, and he was the last member to be announced in TxT. He's also dabbled in some acting. In 2021, he played the handsome part-timer in Bistro Shigor. In January 2023, he started hosting a personal style radio series called Bimodio, and it was renewed for a second season, and that concluded in 2025 with a special offline episode at Hangsung University. Okay. In April 2024, he hosted a web series called Workout Zazang Byungkyu, where he would challenge himself with new exercises. Yeah, it was also renewed for a second season. And it was on the Andromeda's YouTube channel. March 27th, 2025, he released his first solo song called Panic, which he did do some of the producing and writing on. And he was the second member to release a solo song. And he has a solo Spotify page. I don't think I mentioned it, but clearly Yeonjun does also have his own Spotify page, yeah. He has currently 15 Comcode credits based on Wikipedia. Fun facts about him. He is ARMY, okay?
Sometimes I feel like these groups just have to say that they like it, because even like with the Cordis stuff, like I feel like I see those guys talking about BTS all the time. And, like they're like, oh, when I first met these guys, oh, I've always wanted to meet them. I'm like, you don't have to say that. You're already in the company. You've already debuted.
But that would be insane though to have that access to BTS.
I mean, yeah, I saw a clip of Subin, I think. He, like, literally just called J-Hope on the phone. Was like, so, like, they were, like, going to, like, their hometown or, like, to J-Hope's hometown or whatever, and he's just like, let me just call J-Hope up real quick.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, what's up? And he was like, J-Hope obviously was so kind about it.
I know, he wasn't even like, who's this? He was just like, oh, it's Subin. Like, straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, they all love Subin too, it seems like. Anyway. What? Everyone loves TxT, okay? Byunggu calls himself a tiger because Byom means tiger. Used to have the tiger emoji, okay? He's also in a friend group called EZ with Stray Kids' IM and hyphens Heesung and Just B's Lim Jimin. So.
I did think I saw something like that where he's like, I saw like a lot of clips of him talking about IN. Like he knew him like personally. I was like, oh,
well, he does. They're besties. He's also really good at claw games. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Just a date idea with Byunggu. Our next member is Taehyun, Kang Taehyun, or Terry. Terry
This is the worst one. This is the worst one. No one has definitely ever called him Terry, for sure.
Yo, what up, Terry? No, I think that's the funniest thing with us with the English names is they're such old school names.
Yeah,
like
true.
Terry, Daniel. I mean, I like the name Daniel, or like Ben, and what was Steve?
They're always like super like basic names and like like, kind of random. It always seems like so random.
I mean, I guess Terry, Taehyung, Terry.
No one's ever called him Terry for sure.
ESTP, born in 2002, and he's the squirrel emoji. He's assumed a main vocalist, lead rapper, and dancer. He was born February 5th, 2002 in Seoul, and he was the fourth member to be revealed for TxT. And he was also a trainee for 3 years. And then in January to May of 2021, he co-hosted an EBS radio show, Listen, with his co-host, Hyun Kai. December 2023, hosted his first solo web variety show, Academy Reincarnation, where it visits various academies to learn new skills. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It sounds a lot like Kai's.
I was gonna say, it sounds a little bit like Jongwaja, I think that's what it's called. Jongwaja.
This is what I mean. This like I was going through all these guys, and they've all done a bunch of variety of work. The amount of content out there is just so interesting to me. Like, oh, let's just go to like random places and learn new skills. Let's learn new yeah. He doesn't have any specific solo music, like just him singing, outside of his one song on the Star chapter. But he does have a lot of OST duets. So he's done Perfect Storm with Tomisha Yamashita for Blue Moment, and then Can't Stop for Bruin Love with Hyun Kai, Surfing in the Moonlight for Mellow with Hyun Kai, and Butterflies with Kim Chaewon. So, okay. So he's on, I feel like he's en route to do solo work. I feel like they all will, of course, but he has 28 Comcode credits, and yeah, no solo page on Spotify, but has done his solo song in Star Chapter together, Bird of Night. Fun facts! He said his parents said he was a difficult child to raise because he was very curious and fearless. He was left-handed. He has a cat named Hobak, which means pumpkin in English. So I'm wondering if he has a ginger cat, which I love. He's a big fan of BTS's Jungkook.
Have you seen that clip where RM like calls him out basically? They're
Oh,
like talking to
that was-
TxT and RM's like, yeah, I got all their numbers and I saw a lot of pictures of Jungkook on this guy's phone, like right in front of all of them. It's like, he's got a lot of pictures of you saved and Jungkook's like, cool.
Oh my god, I do remember that clip, but I didn't realize it was TxT and like Taeyeon. That's so
We just
funny.
cuts to him like with his eyes are like huge, like what the fuck?
Yeah, we already has like large eyes too. Yeah. He's also a magician. Okay, we found this out via
Hot ones or
Hot Ones,
I think.
yeah. They like asked him on the spot to just do a magic trick, and he did it like no problem. He was like, sure.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, I've been doing magic for like however many years." That honestly like blew my mind. I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what?" So random.
I know. Oh god. Yeah, he's clearly a random dude because in December 2024, he became a Guinness World Record holder for being a part of the world's longest line of people consecutively catching a kendama ball. Okay, so he was just like there and doing it. The event took place during the 75th Kohaku Utah Ganzen in Tokyo, Japan, where he was the first catcher in a lineup of 128 participants. And I put a little ball here of what, or a little picture
like
of string on a ball, basically.
You hold the stick and you have to like whip the ball around.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to be the first person if I was doing something like that.
Oh yeah, you want
Like,
to be
I want to be the one to hand the ball off first. I don't want to have to catch it at all.
I'll
be too nervous.
I just love the idea of like I know people like all idols do like things just for like show or whatever. But, like just be like, hey, okay, we're gonna make you go to Tokyo and do this thing. But like, so random.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm all in.
I thought now that I'm like reading that, like just made me like have like a memory. Like I thought Subin was also trying to get a Guinness World Record for being able to eat a watermelon slice the fastest. Have you seen that? You know, you've seen like clips of him eating the watermelon.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw something where he was like trying to be the fastest one, like to get
I mean, I
his
wouldn't be
own
surprised.
Guinness. Insane clip though, watching him.
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
the watermelon, crazy. Insane.
Check it out. Check it out, guys. Check it out. We got a bunch of guys that are very interesting characters that like to do a lot of things, I guess. But that's Taeyeon, okay? And then we have our last but not least member, Hyunin Kai. Kai Kamal Hyunin, or his Korean name is Young Ham Won. He's ISTP, previously ENFP or INFJ. Born in 2002, and he is the penguin emoji.
That's
I
right.
know. Yeah. He is the Magnai and assumed lead vocalist and rapper and visual.
It's so interesting that he has a Korean name, but they never use that. Like I noticed with 17 that they always call the 8 by his Korean name. They never really call him his Chinese name. But like in this instance, they never use this Korean name. I've never heard them say that. In like content, everybody in TxT calls him Hyunin Kai.
Hyunin
Like
Kai,
full,
yeah.
almost like the full name. Not even like Kai or Hyunin. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I see Hyunin, but it's like kind of random.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and I know you've mentioned before too. People like get like pissy with him, being like,
yeah.
"You can't have the name Kai." But I'm like, look at it's his legal name. Like his legal name is Kai, is his first name, and Kamal, and Hyunin is his last name. So his stage name is his Korean name Hyunin, last name, first
Yeah.
name Kai. So what are we talking about? It's like so outrageous. Like. Anyway, I feel like he gets a lot of specific hate because he's not full Korean. I feel like that's...
I saw something where he was like the most hated member of TxT. And I guess it's probably
so
partly
rude.
that, but I also wondered if it was partly because of this whole like weird Kai thing where like fans of Kai hate people who are named Kai because
Well,
no one
that's
else
what I'm
can have the
saying.
name Kai even though that's not his name.
Exactly. It's rude. And it's... Anyway, so I feel like he gets a lot of hate for his just being born the way he was born, and it's really fucked up in my opinion. But anyway, um, anyway, moving on. But yeah, he was born on August 14th, 2002, and he was born and lived in Hawaii for only a month, and then he moved to South Korea.
Okay.
So, like, he wasn't really in the U.S. for long at all, but then he moved to China, so he was in China for a while, so he was there for 7 years, and then moved back to South Korea when he was 8. So, like, he's basically, like, fully, like, he is Korean, but I mean, like, he lived most of his life in Korea, so, like, can we not? He was just born in the U.S. and then lived 7 years in China, okay? So, whatever. He was third member to be revealed in TxT, and he was a trainee for 2 years. In January to May of 2021, he co-hosted the EBS radio show Listen, and that was with Taeyeon. And he's also done the same OST songs that we talked about with Taeyeon, but Can't Stop for Brewin' Love he did with Taeyeon, and Surfing in the Moonlight with Taeyeon. In June 2nd, 2024 to September 2024, he had a series on the TxT YouTube channel called Hidden Guy Wants to Start a Band. It was only 4 episodes, but it was, again, I didn't watch them, but it was just so random. It was like him trying to find different people that can play instruments, and I think they would like try to teach him how to play some instruments. Anyway, he's got the most interesting content to me. Yeah. And then in 2025, there was another series on the TxT YouTube channel called Hyun and Kai's Countless Friends, which seems to be like also a play on something. I didn't get the chance to really look into it, but I guess he has said that term before where he's like, I have countless friends. And everyone in the group made fun of him, so then they made a whole show about it, which I thought was kind of fun. I watched a bit of one episode, and it seems like they have the other members like kind of talking in his ears, like one of those type of shows, and where they do like random different things with other like people. And the one I was watching was with someone called Lee Yoon-ji in a horror setting, in like one of those horror shows where people jump out at you. And Subin and I think it was Taeyeon were watching on the back end. And Subin kept like jumping, like, and even though he was off screen. Anyway.
I watched, he had Patricia on, which is Jonathan's sister, and it was Taeyeon and Pyongyoo, I want to say. And they were just like making him do like the craziest stuff, and like at the end of it, he was like, I hated every minute of that, because he's like an introvert or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of that one too, like the Lee and G one, and this is where I was like the aura, like I just feel like Subin does not give me aura, because he was like so silly in this episode, and like at one point they make Hyun Kai ask her who her bias is, and she's like, oh, I'll go like love language era, and Subin's like, ooh, I got a shot, and like Hyun Kai's like, he said he's got a shot, like saying everything he's saying, and then she said Subin, and he went, woo!
See,
that was his reaction. I was like he's so silly that I'm like,
I love
him. He just doesn't give that like authoritative aura to me.
Girl, there could be fun-loving leaders, okay?
And he did it so loud that everyone could hear him. Like in the next room, even like the girl was like, "What?"
That's so funny. I love that so much.
It's pretty funny. Like overall, it was like a pretty cute show, though. Like I did kind of like it. I'm kind of hoping he has like some more people that I know on it. There's 3 so far. And, like one of them, I did not know whatsoever. I only know who Lee Young-ji is because I think she has a drinking show too.
She seems really cool too. I was watching a bit of this episode. Maybe I'll check her out. She's also quite young.
I think she's a solo artist.
She's a solo rapper. I looked her up a bit, and she was also born in 2002. So. Yeah, I really have a soft spot for Hyun Kai because I feel like, again, he gets a lot of hate, but he seems like a really sweet guy. Like, I feel like he just wants people to, like, love him and, like, just leave him alone, okay? So, some interesting facts about him is his father is also a musician, and he released an album in 2007 called Virtues in Us. It's also in English and Chinese. Apparently, his dad was also a TV personality in China. That's why he lived in China for 7 years, and then I think he moved back. I don't know if he moved back with his dad or his parents are separated, so I think he might have moved back with his mom. So in South Korea. Kai is nicknamed the Diamond Magni. Okay.
I guess that's their theme, the golden magnite, the diamond magnite.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Sure.
the shortest one gonna be? The platinum magnite.
Platinum, yeah. Allegedly, he has perfect pitch, and he did some ballet when he was in China. Okay. Now, I just found this pretty fascinating. He has 2 sisters. He's the middle child. His older sister, Leia, is a model, but also a member of the upcoming girl group, I Met You. They're debuting in 2026, and she was a former member of Viva. He has a younger sister, Hyunin Bahiyi. Sorry, but a member of Kpop.
I always thought that was Kepler, but I don't know.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. As soon as I said Keeper, I thought Kepler. So thank you. And he has 24 comp card credits. So I just find it so fast. I don't know what is in that Hyunin blood, but like all 3 of them are successful K-pop performers. And I also found it very interesting that his younger sister also kept the Hyunin in her stage name.
Oh, yeah,
and the older sister, I don't think has the Hyunin name, like at least a part of her stage name. So, but yeah, that's the members, and that's a bit about TxT, guys. But we'll just dive into some of our favorite songs. Frost, Beautiful Strangers, You Can't See Me, 9 3/4, which is also called Runaway. I'm like, 9 3/4. That's quite a specific
reference.
Reference. Crown, yes, it grew up being okay. Deja Vu, Rise. I really did like Ghost Girl, Yunjin solo. Overall, I think I liked every single song on Thursday's Child. So, that's the album of my choice. Okay.
I like Chasing That Feeling, Do It Like That, Rise, Miracle, Magic, Crown, obviously, and Deja Vu are solid as well. I think Name Chapter Freefall is like generally my main album that I like.
Check out TxT, y'all.
I feel like in our math episode, we both said that Subin was our TxT bias.
Has that changed?
He's not my favorite member. Like, and like, it's kind of what we were saying in other recent episodes, where like there's kind of like different types of biases now. Like, but my favorite member is Taeyeon.
Yeah.
But like in no way whatsoever, shape or form is it like a thirst bias, because he's like way too young.
Yeah.
But he's my favorite member because he's so weird. Like when I was watching that Hot Ones thing, he did Magic. I was like, this guy's crazy. I was like, this guy's insane.
And you were locked in. I know, like, I have a similar thing. Like, I feel like Subin is still the bias for me. I love how absolutely bonkers he is. He's so funny to me. But I have, like, such a soft spot for Hyun and Kai. Like, I just want him to, like, live a happy life.
I feel like Subin is still, like, the second spot for me. They got a lot of good shows. I guess if I'm really thinking about it, it's also still in line with, like, the big hit thing, because, like, BTS has so many shows as well. They obviously have so many as well. It's good stuff, though. It's good content. It's really funny.
Yeah, and that's what it seems to be the biggest thing that pops off for me as well, is that, yeah, they all individually have a lot of, like, hosting, content, all that, and they're clearly building to them being all solo released music. I feel like they're for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that will count.
Doing that.
And I think when I was doing that math thing, and like how we were saying there's no real defined roles, it was like they're all supposed to be like all-rounders, which I guess kind of fits in with the hosting thing too. Like if they all have hosting experience, that I would consider that to be part of like kind of being an all-rounder.
Yeah, they're a superstar band. What can we say? I would still classify them like not my top favorite band in K-pop by any means, but I definitely respect them, and I like the songs. I really do like of them. I really like of theirs, and I like them as personalities more than I like their music. Let's put it that way.
I find their music to be kind of like a good middle ground for like if you were just getting into it, because they do have a lot of like English songs, and they do have a lot of like poppier songs. So like if you're just kind of testing the waters, I feel like it would be a good band, especially because like they've done like a song with the Jonas Brothers. Like just play that for like your friends, and they'll be like, yeah, great, I love this song. You
Yeah,
know?
true.
I feel
Yeah.
like they're kind of like that. Like they're an easier band to like try. They don't do anything particularly crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a good way of saying it. Yeah, if you ever want to ease someone into the K-pop, that would be good.
Give TXT a try.
Give them a try. Maybe you'll become Moa. With that, as always, everyone, we'll catch you on the flip.
One dream.
Bye.
Bye.